Hey guys, how's it going? ItZMuRdA here. We're going to do like a semi-rushed current events video, and I'll explain why in a little bit. Actually, if you've been tuning into my stream lately, you know I've been having some mouse woes. After a mouse is about a year or two old, in some cases, depends, I guess, varies. You start having some sensor issues, some connectivity issues, and so forth. And I don't really want it to mess up or continue to mess up. A few cases I've had to actually restart my entire gaming PC to fix it. Sometimes it's just unplug it, plug it back in. But that's kind of a problem if you're actively playing a first-person shooter, or especially if you're on some sort of an event like Community Clash, whether you're playing or you're casting or whatever. So I might actually be running out right now to the nearest Best Buy, which is over a half hour away because it's ridiculous and we live in the boondocks, to pick up a Naga 2014. Or something like that. If I was gonna stray away from the Naga, I'd probably go G400S at this point. But we'll see what they got and what I feel like doing. But anyway, in the interest of time, that's why there's two main things I want to talk about tonight. There's actually a lot of other things I also want to talk about. I'll probably make a follow-up video either tomorrow or if not tomorrow on Friday to discuss some of the other things that are going on this weekend and in the near future and things like that. But the things that you need to know about tonight, if you're watching this 3 hours late, it's too late. Check your time. If it says 9 p.m. Eastern or 8 p.m. Central, just go to twitch.tv/AGNTV and forget about this video for now. But anyway, Community Clash tonight, as with most Wednesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/AGNTV. I will be filling in for Nox tonight, doing his typical role of casting the event with Derringer, and I believe the rest of the PSU Reachcast cast will be there. As well as probably some SOE folk that usually join us and hang out. So it should be a lot of fun. It's my first time officially quote-unquote casting something. I'm not going to be the emotional sportscaster that a lot of people might be used to from ESPN or MLG or what have you, but hopefully my knowledge of the game, my position in competitive PlanetSide 2, having played on the Nexus multiple times, having played with and against the guys that are going to be playing tonight, will hopefully bring something to the table that is at least appreciated, even if I'm not screaming, that the Sunder died or something like that. You guys know me, so hopefully give me your feedback. Let me know if you think it's something you enjoyed, if you think that I am just monotone and stale and I really should just stick to streaming and YouTubing and not bother casting at all, because that's important information for me to have. So it's not even actually updated on this page yet. This is from the EU edition that they were going to do. However, the match tonight, as far as I'm aware, is a 24v24 between Zaps, the Sex, Drugs, and Lasers outfit on VS Watterson, versus a combination of Bax folks from NC Matherson, that's the Black Arrows, running one squad, and I believe the QRY, the Cry guys from Crimea Reaver, are going to be fielding the other squad. It's going to be a pretty interesting matchup between a primarily infantry and a primarily aircraft outfit, kind of joining forces to make up the NC, taking on Zaps, who we actually just scrimmed in Future Crew 2 nights ago as well. So it should be a lot of fun. Be sure to tune in, twitch.tv/AGNTV, 9 p.m. Eastern. That's in about 3 hours from when I'm making this, but you'll probably be even sooner by the time you listen to it. So head on down. There probably won't be a stream from me tonight because I'll be rushing around trying to fix the mouse problems and then prepping for this and so on and so forth. But I will definitely see you guys there. I'll be in the chat, and I'll be, of course, on the voice with the other guys. So hopefully it will be a lot of fun. The other thing is the hotfix patch today. I'm not going to do a full patch note overview video for it, but I wanted to at least alert you guys to it. If you've had the opportunity to log in already, you probably see a lot of new things already with regard to the WDS in particular. But for what it's worth, there were some spawn changes. Basically, they just increased your standard spawn so that you didn't get screwed where you died like just outside of a hex, and now you have terrible spawn points. And even though there's like a frontline base that your empire is fighting at right next to you, you can't spawn at it. Hopefully, there will be an increase to that by adding both the nearest and the nearest small and large outpost by lattice. It's not as the crow flies, even though I feel like sometimes it would be better if it was, but we'll see how that plays into it. Can't really complain about that. It's been frustrating to have some spawn issues. The WDS stuff is what Malorn was talking about yesterday on Tuesday Night Ops. as well as some of what we've seen outlined in the post that he made a while back as far as all of the changes that are coming to it. Not all of them are in yet, but a good amount of them are in. They've also extended the WDS preseason out to 6 weeks, so instead of ending on October 20th in just 4 days, it'll end on the 27th. So you've got an extra week to see how these things play out. There was a warp gate rotation, so it's more or less pretty even throughout the 6 weeks, where all of the empires held respective warp gates for a similar amount of time. They also added a lot of UI elements. If you hit tab in game or if you mouse over things on the map, you can see those. It's pretty important, I think, for a lot of the players, the majority of the players, sure, that don't go to YouTube, go to Twitch, go to the PlanetSide 2 forums or PlanetSide Universe forums or other places, Twitter, Reddit. A lot of those guys probably just log in and didn't even know that WDS was going on, so now it's right in your face on various screens, and hopefully that'll get them involved or get them asking questions or coming to the appropriate places to figure out what it's all about if they didn't know about it already. Also, the score has been updated quite a lot. If you're familiar with the current scoring, it's very small, 1, 2, 5, things like that, small numbers, so you're going to see a much greater impact of this last week and a half than in comparison to the entire week, or the entire 4.5 weeks that we've had so far. So it's still really anybody's game, even though TR has won like all the time so far because of how things were skewed. See if it turns around, and actually VS had started to turn it around this week so far, at least as of last night. But we'll see what happens and how it plays out. But don't give up yet. I mean, if you're not TR or whatever, it's totally different ball game now. So these are what the values look like for small bases. 10 for capture, 20 per hour held. Large bases, towers, things like that, 30 for capture and 50 per hour held. And your biolabs, tech plants, amp stations, 50 for capture, 100 per hour held. So that's a huge difference. It also allows you to divide this number accordingly depending on population and things like that. And you'll see they go over the formula here for the difficulty modifier. It'll go down to 1/10 or all the way up to 1, and these are the full base values. So if it's at 1, these are the values you're going to be getting. If it's at 0.1, obviously you're only getting 10 per hour held for a major facility, and that's going to scale depending on how many enemies are present on the continent that you're at, so that you can still get points for ghost capping at 4 a.m. or whatever, but it's not going to be nearly as important as actually fighting on the continent where there are the most enemies and during prime time and things like that. And there is also the top dog bounty on top of that, which throws a little wrench in it, so that the empire who is currently winning for the season on the server will have a 50% increased point value to the other empires capturing their territories. So if TR has been winning, and you go cap TR territory, you'll actually get more points for it as an NC or VS to kind of have this struggle to maintain the top, and rather than somebody just runs away with it early on. So I think these are some really great changes, and there are more to come. But this is what we've got now, and it should kind of put the WDS in a completely different perspective and things like that. And I'm really interested to see how it plays out over the next week and a half, and what else they learn, so that going into actual WDS seasons in the future, we'll probably see even more changes to fine-tune it and make it a really fun event. So if you guys have had the opportunity to play so far, or when you inevitably will, please leave comments. Let us know what you think about how these changes are working out, what else you'd like to see, and things like that. There's the warp gate rotation. They lowered the alert incoming time to 2 minutes from 15. I guess that's fine. It just seemed like a random change to me, but perhaps for the better, so that it's not just like, oh, alert's coming, let's all go sit in the warp gate for 15 minutes. I never did that. I never sat in there at 2 minutes, but I know a lot of people probably did, so it's probably for the better. There was a handful of basic bug fixes. This one caught my eye, and I'm still not sure if I'm reading that right. Assuming by stealth suits they mean infiltrator suits for all empires have more faction color rather than camo covering the entire surface area. Now for TR it already didn't. The TR infill camo coverage was pretty bad, but for NC and VS it was like you could be the entire color of your camo essentially. So I'm a little bit interested in seeing what this is. A lot of you guys have probably logged in already and know the answer to my mystery here, but I'll have to check that out. Hopefully it's not too big of a deal. I really actually like that you could completely customize via camo, but we'll see. Whatever. I'm not going to complain about it even if I don't like it. It's not really a big deal at the end of the day. And then the other thing, the depot, they didn't put that much info on here. Just said keep an eye out for Halloween sales. So I'm assuming we'll get some limited time Halloween stuff like we usually do for holidays. as well as some sales on things, and a whole package that they'll put together around that weekend, hopefully with promotional station cash. Well, you got to message me on Steam during the video, and hopefully, and then people just complain about the taskbar. It's not a taskbar, it's a quick launch bar. Anyway, I don't even know what I was saying. Hopefully we'll get double station cash, at least maybe triple. Hopefully we'll get double EXP for like Halloween, since it falls on what, like a Wednesday or Thursday, I think it's Thursday. Like that Thursday through the entire following weekend. That'd be cool. And however, it doesn't say in here, but apparently the Player Studio items, I did ask on Twitter today, apparently they are in like now, and maybe some are going to be released soon. Like they do that, they'll put in a patch and then they won't release all of them at the same time, but it'll say like coming soon in 5 days or whatever. So keep an eye out for that. There's a lot of really awesome Player Studio things that you guys have seen on the test server if you've been around the past week or so, and I think most or all of that is now on the live server or will be out within a few days. So that's the other thing to mention. Keep making those awesome helmets and things like that. Apparently that's the business I should have gotten into by the sounds of the checks that they're cutting for people. So that's great. You guys deserve it. Keep it up. And my time is running low to go acquire a new mouse, so I'm gonna go do that. You guys be sure to tune into my stream regularly at ItZMuRdA.com or twitch.tv/ItZMuRdA_TV if you don't already. I really appreciate those follows, and I try to stream in there every day as much as I possibly can while working full-time. But if nothing else, tune into the Community Clash tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, provided that you're watching this on Twitch or right away on YouTube or something like that. And you guys have a great night. I will see you soon.